Hey, you there! You just got the Quizmaster random event. This is your chance to win the elusive, dried out piece of bread. Although, chances are you will probably win this useless piece of paper instead. All you have to do is answer the following 2 questions correctly. Question 1. How many pottery wheels are in the highlighted areas? The correct answer is 8, and they can be found in these 4 locations. I actually have no way of checking if you got this answer right or not, so please grade yourselves honestly. Moving on. Question 2. How many pottery ovens are in the highlighted areas? Believe it or not, the answer is only 2, despite the fact that I showed you 4 different pottery wheel locations. I can forgive this pottery wheel for missing an oven because, I mean, look at it, this building is an abandoned ruin. There probably was an oven at some point, but it's long gone now. But this one at the exam center? What purpose does this serve? What's that you say, sir? You use it to fake archaeological artifacts to get you grant money? That's despicable. You should be ashamed of yourself. Now you may have a couple of questions for me, such as, why do you care so much about where these pottery wheels are? What can you even make all these pottery wheels? Where's my reward for doing your stupid quiz? Well, my friend, all will be revealed in good time. I left off last episode in the Goblin Village, observing the civil war that is tearing this village apart. It looks like the Red Rum Ring and the Green Gobbo Gang are having a slight disagreement. I'm gonna insert myself into the village's local politics and resolve this conflict. The chiefs of the village need me to help them pick a color of armor that everyone can agree on. I hear Aggie and Draenor can hook me up with some dyes. I'm gonna insult her for no reason other than Jagex dangled that dialogue option in my face and I really want to see what it does. Are you serious? After apologizing to Aggie, she hooked me up with the dyes I need. Comment down below if you got Pokemon Ruby or Pokemon Sapphire as a kid. I waited until Emerald came out, so I was the coolest kid in class. I applied my advanced knowledge of international diplomacy and helped the Goblin Generals agree to keep their brown armor. Unfortunately, it looks like despite my efforts, the rest of the goblins in the village have yet to receive the memo, and to this day they are still beating the shit out of each other. I have 5 skilling goals that I want to accomplish this episode. 22 Hunter, 52 Thieving, 40 Magic, 40 Crafting, and a mystery one that I will reveal when the time is right. I'm going to tackle them in that order. So, since I haven't had enough fun doing exams last episode, I'm going to go to the Varrock Museum to do another one. And here I am finishing the exam. Apparently my theoretical knowledge from this exam has translated into real experience. Don't know what that's like. I've now reached level 9 Hunter, which means I can catch copper longtails, and I'm going to go and do exactly that. Right through this portal is the Isle of Souls. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this fair isle this episode. This place has so many weird monsters and training methods, plenty of item spawns. It really is the perfect place for a snowflake ironman such as myself. My first stop on this isle is going to be this campsite, where I'm going to pick up a bird snare and get to hunting the nearby copper longtails. Level 13 Hunter. Levels simultaneously feel like they're coming incredibly fast and yet going by incredibly slow. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and level 20 Hunter, which means I can now use 2 traps at a time. I will go and grab said second trap right now, which should speed up these last couple of levels a bit. There's 21. And there's level 22 Hunter, which is needed for young implings, which is what I was aiming for. That's already 1 out of 5 skilling goals done for this episode. Time to go to Puro Puro. Oh, finally, it took 40 world hops to find this damn crop circle. The specific item that I'm here after is the lockpick, which is a very common 1 in 10 drop, so I should be able to get it quite quickly. Tuna. Coal. Meat pizza. Another meat pizza. A chocolate slice. Okay, I'm getting kind of hungry now. And after a bit over 10 catches, I get the lockpick that I came here for. Probably be coming back to Puro Puro at some point in the future since you can get a lot of good loot from implings, but for now it's time to move on to thieving. I got my beers in hand. I am going to lure a man into the southern tower at the Lumbridge Castle entrance, which features a keg with unlimited free refills. And I will be pickpocketing this poor soul all the way until level 25 thieving. Now that I have 25 thieving, I've moved over to Varrock to pickpocket warriors. I'm going to use this tea stall here in the southeast of the city to stock up on teas, which heal for 3 instead of just 1 like beers. And also instead of draining my attack level by 1, they actually boost it by 1. Not that that's actually relevant here, but it's a nice detail. Did she just phase through the wall? Did she use the vent? And with this final pickpocket, I will reach level 52 thieving. I can now steal from average chests in Dorgish Khan, which might be a better training method going forward. I'm gonna stop here because I think this level is good enough to try and get some item upgrades in a bit of a weird way. I also stole 83k from the good citizens of Gielinor, and that should be enough to buy enough runes for 40 magic. Oh, and of course, don't forget to check off the second skilling goal from the list. Decided to buy enough runes for 2000 casts of Fire Strike. Should be just enough to get 40 magic, but in case it isn't, it's no problem to come back and buy some more. I think I need to buy a cape for this account. It feels weird walking around without one. Normally green is my favorite color, but I distinctly remember wearing a Team 46 cape as a kid, so I think I have to go with that one just for nostalgia purposes. I've done a little bit of thinking, a little bit of testing, and I think it makes sense to do my 40 magic grind at Hill Giants. They're really easy to save spot and they give decent prayer XP, and they also have a couple of other drops that will be useful to me for the 40 crafting grind, namely Law Runes and Cosmic Runes. Like this for example, Law Runes right off the bat. I do hope that keeps up. I got this giant key, but to be honest I'll probably end up dropping it since I don't think I'll be able to fight Obor anytime soon and I really need the inventory space before then. I am collecting Limpwort roots like it's 2006 and I am having a blast. This used to be my main moneymaker back in the good old free-to-play days, and it's always fun to go back and revisit something you used to do a long time ago. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And there is level 31 magic. I can now cast Teleport to Lumbridge, which is very nice. Lots of levels about to come in here. 32 magic, also giving me 27 combat, 30 hit points, and with this bone 20 prayer, which also bumps me up to level 28 combat. That is a very nice looking chat box, I must say. My inventory is nearly full, but alas, given that I am a UIM, I cannot say it's time to bank, instead it's just time to go do some inventory management. I'm gonna get this beginner clue scroll done and to get that out of the way. Yep, that is a beginner clue reward, alright. I'm gonna sell these iron kite shields I picked up to Cassie, which I'm sure she'll appreciate as always. And I'm going to note my Limpwort roots and all my herbs on the tool leprechaun here. Okie dokie, back to the Hill Giants. Just got 35 magic and have just over half of the cast that I bought left over, so I think I'm okay to switch to defensive casting now. These big bones here will get me level 21 prayer. I gotta say that prayer is going very slowly. Look at this, there's 3 ensouled giant heads on the ground. They're just taunting me. They know prayer is going slow for me. A single ensouled giant head would give me as much XP as 43 big bones if I had access to the Arceus spellbook. But unfortunately, I do not. Such are the restrictions I chose. This is interesting. One of the few beginner clue steps I cannot do. This is going on the ground. Level 39 magic. Just one more until I've reached my goal. What's in the box? Oh, it's the box! It's exactly what I wanted! And here we go. Level 40 magic. That is the level for Teleport to House, which is exactly what I was after. And that's also the 3rd skilling goal for this episode done with. It is time to say goodbye to some old friends, the Staff of Fire and the black rope top that I was lucky enough to get for my first beginner clue on this account. Gosh, you really can't let yourself get emotionally attached to your items on an Ultimate Iron Man, I'll tell you that much. So I just visited some shops and I think my character is looking like an absolute Chad, but I feel like there's still one thing missing. There we go, that's much better. So here's a fun thing for all you ultimate Ironmen out there in case you didn't know. If you try to leave the Isle of Souls through the portal, you can actually go to the Ferox Enclave. It puts you in this underground area here. Underground area, all good, okay, I'm within my rules. Since this is considered to be the wilderness, but nobody can attack you here, it is a nice, safe area for depositing items into your looting bag. Before I move on to those next skilling grinds, I want to finally show you what the purpose of getting this lockpick and 52 thieving was. On the Isle of Souls, there's this chest you can lockpick. It gives a nice bit of thieving XP when you do, and it contains a couple of interesting items for me, namely the Mithril Axe and the Adamant Scimitar, so I'm gonna go see if I can grab myself those. I'm at the chest. What am I gonna get? A failed attempt. Failed. Oh, okay. Teleported out, I guess. That's cool. What am I gonna get this time? Some coins. Okay. A singular mind rune. I love it. And teleported out yet again. That's awesome. Okay, what's it looking like this time? A fail. Strong start. Another oh, okay. Teleported out yet again. Yeah. I think I'm kind of done with this method. Goodbye, lockpick. It was fun while it lasted. Actually, no, it wasn't. Alright, moving on from that fail, it's time to work towards the fourth skilling goal for the episode, 40 crafting. Here's the fun part about this one, I have no idea what the best method of doing this is. And I think that's what really makes an area locked account so fun for someone like me who's played this game for so long and already knows all the best methods for training skills. It forces me to get creative and figure out good training methods on my own. Personally done a little bit of theory crafting and I've come up with 6 methods for training crafting at a low level in my region, and I'm going to try all of them out and see which one works best. Just wrapping up the Daddy's Home mini quest before I start my crafting grind to get my construction level up. That construction level, along with the materials I got, allows me to repair this broken pottery wheel on the south side of the Isle of Souls, and this broken spinning wheel on the north side. So originally here I was planning on going through all 6 of these methods I came up with one by one and going over how each of them work in detail, but while editing I realized that this was getting very long and very boring, so instead I'm just going to give you a quick summary. 3 of the methods involved pottery making, spinning only on the Isle of Souls, spinning and firing in the barbarian village, as well as spinning and firing while also making bracelets of clay. These all came in at between 7 and 8,000 XP per hour, which made them the 3 slowest methods of the bunch. Turns out that pottery making is dead content in old school for a reason. Of the remaining 3 methods, one was simply picking flax and spinning it on the Isle of Souls, a straightforward method that gives a very respectable 12,000 XP per hour. One was glass blowing using the Port Sarim Charter and the Entrana Furnace. I tested this one on my main first since it would require me to death pile, which was kind of annoying, and it came in at between 12.5 to 15k XP per hour at the lower levels. The final method was mining silver on the Isle of Souls and making silver bolts in the Edgeville Furnace for 9,000 XP per hour. After testing all of these, my method of choice was flax picking. It was slightly slower than the glass blowing, but it didn't have the annoying death piling requirement. So I decided to do that all the way until level 40 crafting. Finally, I can now enter the crafting guild, which was my goal with this, and that's 4 out of 5 skilling goals completed. You may be wondering what this mysterious final skilling goal is. Why did I want to get 40 magic and 40 crafting beforehand? Well, my friends, it's a very ambitious goal indeed. It's the goal of 20 rune crafting. 20 rune crafting will unlock body runes, which are a decent method of training. The reason I want to get level 20 out of the way now is because I want to do the Rune Mysteries quest, and there's a weird method that you can do only before starting that quest. I start each run by mining 11 silver rocks in the crafting guild. I then teleport to Lumbridge to sell my previous run's haul for 275 coins at the general store. I then go to the furnace to smelt my silver ore into bars, and then bars into tiaras. Or at least I remember that last step most of the time. I forgot to turn my silver bars into tiaras. Genius. I then talk to the Duke and tell him I lost the air talisman he gave me when I started the Rune Mysteries quest. He says one of his servants found it outside and gives it to me. He will then somehow inexplicably continue to believe me when I say that I've lost it and create additional copies of this talisman out of thin air, despite the fact that I've littered them all over his bedroom. Once I've scammed the Duke out of 11 air talismans, I teleport to my house in Rimington, make my way to the air altar just north, and craft 11 air tiaras. These give 25 XP each, which is quite a bit more than you get for making runes, but it does require you to go through that annoying dialogue with the Duke multiple times, which does slow you down quite a bit. Was this overall efficient? Honestly, I'm not actually sure, but hey, this whole episode was about trying new random skilling methods. Level 14 rune crafting, I can now craft fire runes, except I can't because that is the only elemental altar not in my area. Here I am scamming the Duke for his air talisman one last time. Actually second to last, since I will come back to get one more to actually do what he asked of me and deliver it to Cedrador. And boom, level 20 rune crafting. I can now craft body runes. And that is the 5th and final skilling goal done for this episode. So let's recap. What did we learn today? We learned that as an area-locked ultimate Ironman, you have to come up with unique methods of training your skills. And they all suck. Wait, that's it? That's all he did in a whole month? He said next episode would be worth the wait. This episode sucked!